Okay.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Welcome. This is we have set up a pretty incredible studio here in La Casa.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we think we're going live to YouTube and Facebook and also to Instagram over here. Welcome to You Asked For It. Tiffany's going to actually check and see if we're actually on Facebook right now. Are we on?
I can confirm we are on.
We did it.
We are on.
We did it.
Yep.
I'm not even going to check YouTube. It's fine. Hey, we're so glad you guys are here. Man, I tell you what, it's been another crazy week here at the Lions Casa.
Yep.
Listen, we got to get you updated on a couple things that's going on in our lives. First off, we've been playing a lot of Settlers of Catan, like you guys have said.
Still don't know how to say it.
Settlers of Catan.
Kyla found the right version of it, though.
That's true.
It's an incredible website.
What was the pronunciation?
Oh, I don't even remember. Skittlers of Cardamom.
So
Skittlers of Cardamom.
it's officially that, yeah.
So Kyla has actually, she won the last game and she tied up our all-time wins. So
Yeah.
each of us have 6 wins apiece, which lets you know what we've been doing during quarantine. We've been playing a lot of Settlers of Catan. In other news, Junie got a haircut and is the worst haircut anyone has ever seen. Junie, come here. Come here, girl.
Come here, Junie.
Come on. Let's show
Let's give
everybody
it up for
your haircut.
Junie.
Look at Junie.
She's still cute.
This is our once.
She looks like a different dog.
This is our once
Hi.
golden doodle.
Look
Now
at
she's a
you.
straight poodle. And look at this tail.
They did.
The tail
number
is
on the tail.
nuts.
Tail is
Check this
nuts.
I still love you.
She looks like a lion cub.
I still love you.
But turns out she's actually skinny, so that's kind of a cool thing.
She's lost weight in quarantine.
She's lost weight in
She's been this
quarantine.
size the entire time, but her hair gave a different picture.
Can you get a good look at her? Everyone get a good look at
Take
her.
a look.
See?
She's sweet.
She's still sweet.
Don't be mean to my baby.
We
She's so
love her
sweet.
still.
Yeah,
But
so that's it.
We acknowledge it's a bad haircut.
Listen, everyone's getting bad haircuts in quarantine, and our
So
dog
is
is
Junie.
our dog is no exception right now.
Yeah.
Man, you guys drop in the comments what you guys have been up to, what you guys have been doing, and maybe you got a bad haircut as well.
Or
But
you didn't get a haircut and you should have.
man, I tell you what, I'm
Should
looking
have.
forward to some
Yeah.
haircuts right
Yeah.
now.
There.
Me too.
Can we get some F's in the chat for the haircuts that we should have gotten during this time?
So what? I don't. It's like a gamer term.
It's a gamer term.
Okay.
Hey, tonight I'm really excited because we're doing the first ever You Asked For It. Where the last couple days you guys have been sending in your questions, maybe about spirituality, about Christianity, the Bible, Jesus, dating, purpose, whatever. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And so we've asked you to submit some questions on Instagram stories, and thank you for those of you who did submit questions. And for those of you who didn't, we're not going to answer your questions because we can't read minds over the phone or the computer. So that's the thing. But tonight we wanted to open up with some good questions to get the ball rolling. So ladies, what's been some of your favorite things about quarantine? Some new favorite things. We've been asking this question a lot, but I feel like you have to come up with new stuff every time. Otherwise, you just get incredibly bored.
Yeah.
New stuff.
Man, I think one of the best parts of quarantine I'm realizing for me as a pregnant person, now that I'm getting the big tum, is being able to wear pajamas every day.
Mm.
I just kind of rotate between
Shout out pajamas.
Yeah, leggings, maternity leggings, joggers, pajamas, sweats. So they're just kind of all in a rotation, and then when I run out, I just wash them. So I'm always comfy. Anybody who knows me knows I like to be comfy. So
Yeah.
She's a comfy gal.
I'm a comfy gal. I go comfort always.
Yeah.
So that's been great for me. I know that's not really a thing that I do, but it does enhance my
But it's a thing
experience
that you
here.
wear, and it really helps.
It does.
It's true. All right, Tiff, what about you?
For me, I'm trying to think of like something new. Is that what you said?
Something for you?
New? What's something new? Oh, that's right, guys. I saw all of the stuff all over the internet. You may have seen it too. It's, what do they call it? Do you know what they call it?
Like the whipped
coffee? The whipped
frothy coffee.
Yes, whipped frothy coffee. That's the name of it. But it's where they you make your frothy coffee part of it, that you this dollop of coffee that you put on top of iced milk, and then it becomes this incredible thing. I don't even know.
Very good.
It's
Very
so good. We've, truth be told, I think we've had it 3 nights in a row,
and it's
I don't regret it.
100%.
It's unbelievable, and so that's been a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, the thing that I'm least excited about with quarantine is that Kyla's been scaring me more. So for those of you who don't know, I'm kind of a jumpy person.
He's an easy scare.
An easy scare, if you will. And so Kyla loves to scare me. So she has all this extra time in her hands. She's coming with new ways to scare me.
True.
Those new ways are just different hiding spots that she's going for. And so that's kind of the sad part about that. But yeah, she's been scaring me a ton, and I get immediately offended. Just so mad, so offended, so immediately. So that's a not so fun thing about quarantine.
We also have other news that happened this week. Not only did Junie get a haircut, but we lost our air.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been very hot.
If we're just being transparent with you, that's what happened. And
it happened again.
It's right now. Why I'm wearing a sweater?
Yeah.
There's no answer. There's no answer to that at all. So that's the situation today. So that's good. I'm glad you guys are getting more in the routine. Please stop scaring me. And guys, I tell you what, I cannot wait till we can meet together in person again.
Yeah.
Man, I'm over this whole thing. I want to just be hanging with you guys. I want to go to an actual gathering where we can like get in a room together, sit by each other, where we can like, dap each other up. We can sing in the room. We can, all worship, have a great time, have an after party. You best believe that when we get to come back, we're throwing a party for everybody. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Probably with that whipped coffee.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Hey, so today we are answering some of the questions that you guys have put in, and one thing I want to just let everyone know right off the bat is we love questions. And I think sometimes we may feel like, man, I don't know if I can even ask that question. They may think less of me. They may not, or they may think I'm just questioning my faith. But on the contrary, anytime that we get to interact with people who like really honestly like look at their beliefs and their doubts and their questions and actually have the courage to ask them, I believe that person is someone who actually is going to find the truth of what they're looking for. Because if you just kind of believe everything blindly throughout the rest of your life, it's probably not going to go well for you. And so we believe that we have a faith that encourages questions, that encourages when you step out. And so I just want to thank all the people who asked the questions so far. And one of the first questions that we received, and I'm not surprised by this at all, it's a question about dating. Okay, so I'm going to ask. We're all going to kind of talk about the different aspects on here, but Kyle, I'm going to ask you this question. Okay. So the first question: how do you know if you're dating the person that God has planned for you?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So I think the first thing, and such a big thing, is to know that there's not, and this is good news, there's not just one specific person that God has picked somewhere on the earth. We feel like, what if they're across the country? What if they live in a different state and I'm never going to meet them? There's no like one perfect person for you. And I know some of you, except us. Well, yeah, that's obvious. But, and I know some of you are like heartbroken. You're like, no. Like, my person was just for me. And, it does feel that way. Like when you find someone who, like that you love and the relationship is, like built on the foundations of Christ, like you do feel that way. But I just wanted to start out by saying that. So one of the big things is, so just some questions to ask yourself. I think going through some of these questions can really help you to determine if this is a relationship that God would have for you. So some questions to ask yourself. Does this person share the same views about God as I do? So that's the number one thing. So if you can already answer that question and say like, man, no, they really don't. They have very different views. Then I would say right there, that's a big red flag of, God wants to absolutely bless us with an amazing relationship. But I think when it's outside the context of what he has for us, then it can't flourish and grow in the same way. And it's not going to give us the same type of satisfaction. And so that's the first thing I would ask is, does this person have the same views on God as I do? And then the second question I would ask is, does your relationship with this person, so look back on the past few weeks, months, maybe even years for some of you, has this relationship allowed you to grow closer to God, or do you actually feel like it's pulled you away from your relationship with God? And so, that can be a hard thing to think about, but we want the people that we're with to spur us on and to grow us.
Mhm.
And, you know, I know that it's not always easy, but having someone who can push you in your faith is such a big deal. And so that's something that God wants for us. And so just a Bible verse that I think is really good to think about, Hebrews 10:24. It says, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds. So think about that person that you're with, or maybe you're not with dating anyone right now. Maybe you're thinking about a potential, like, a friend that maybe you want to try and date or something. Think about, is this person going to be someone who spurs me on, you know, towards love and towards Jesus? And so that's another question that I think is super important. And then lastly, is this someone who I can see a future with? So I know some of you aren't at the age where you're like ready to get married. That's totally fine. But when you're envisioning your future, is this someone that you could see in your future? Or is this like they're raising some red flags? You know, it's like, it takes a lot out of you when you invest in someone and you fall in love with them. And so if you don't see a future with them, investing in that to just have to rip that Band-Aid off, man, it hurts. And so, so if this person fits all that criteria, then I would just ask, like, do you like them? Do you enjoy spending time with them?
Yeah.
Are they fun? Like,
Yes.
man, I know, like, outside of all of the, you know, the biblical answers that we can give, like, you also just have to click with them. Like,
Totally.
you have to like hanging out with them. Guys, you spend a lot of time with the people that you're dating, and especially the people that you marry. And so
That's so good. I think that's like sometimes we get like over spiritual. Like, we can spiritualize things to the nth degree where it's like, I don't even have to connect with them as long as they love Jesus. That's it. And you're like,
it's not true.
I don't think that's ever worked. You know,
like a lot of people, like, they think it's like it's a good thing to be like, it's on the inside. That's the only thing that matters. And the inside matters a ton.